Hello there. I am Dr. Diallo. I am an academic coach here at a local school in Florida where I have over 25 years of teaching and testing experience. I'm also a study expert for study.com. Are you currently preparing to take the FTCE Middle Grades General Science 5 through 9 with testing code 004? This assessment covers the subtopic of the conceptual and quantitative knowledge of forces in motion. If so, you are in luck because I am here to walk you through a few sample test questions along with some test-taking strategies. Let's go ahead and take a look at problem number 1. Two magnets are brought close to each other. They do not touch, but one magnet starts to move towards the other. This is an example of A, friction, B, magnetic force, C, gravity, or D, normal force. So let's take a look at the important words in the question. So we notice that it discusses the fact that magnets are brought close to each other. However, they do not touch, but one magnet begins to move towards the other magnet. Well, when we think about this, we really should think about what each one of these examples means. This is actually an example of a magnetic force, which is B. And the reason is because a force can act at a distance. The magnets do not need to touch for the force to be exerted. Friction and the normal force are contact forces and would require the magnets to be in contact. And gravity, while it does act at a distance, it's not the primary force at play in the situation. So A, C, and D are not correct. The correct answer is B, magnetic force. A rocket launches into space by expelling gas out of its engine. This is an application of which of Newton's laws? A, fourth law, law of universal gravitation. B, second law, law of acceleration. C, third law, law of action and reaction. Or D, first law, law of inertia. We want to focus on the fact that we're talking about a rocket launching, expelling gas out of its engine. And we're referring to Newton's laws of gravity. A, the fourth law, law of universal gravity. This says that every object in the universe with mass actually attracts every other object. This has nothing to do with expelling gas by a rocket, so this would not be the correct answer choice. B, second law, law of acceleration, says that the acceleration of an object is directly proportional to the net force acting on it. This does not explain a rocket launch or expelling gas from the engine, so this is also incorrect. C, the third law, law of action and reaction. Well, Newton's third law, or the law of action and reaction, states that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. In this case, the rocket propels gas downward, which is the action, and this results in an equal and opposite upward force that launches the rocket, which is the reaction. So this sounds like it could possibly be the correct answer, but let's be sure to look at D. D is first law, law of inertia. This says that an object at rest is going to remain at rest or continue moving unless it's interfered with by another object. This is not the correct answer. Therefore, the only answer that makes sense for this question is C, the third law, law of action and reaction. Problem 3 says, what characteristic distinguishes a longitudinal wave? A, the wave can exhibit interference with other traveling waves. B, the wave speed is determined by the medium it is traveling through. C, the wave exhibits both crests and troughs in its construction. Or D, the wave particles vibrate parallel to the direction of wave propagation. Well, let's think about this. We're looking for, again, characteristics that would distinguish a longitudinal wave. In a longitudinal wave, such as sound waves, the particles of the medium actually vibrate in a direction that's parallel to the direction of the energy transport. This is a distinguishing characteristic of longitudinal waves. The other options, A, B, and C, are common to all wave types, not just longitudinal waves. Therefore, answer D is going to be the only choice for this question. The wave particles vibrate parallel to the direction of wave propagation. Problem 4 says, what force is required to accelerate a 2-kilogram object at a rate of 3 meters per second squared? A, 6N, B, 1N, C, 2N, or D, 8N? So again, looking at the question, we want to remember that we're calculating force, and we're talking about acceleration And we've got 2 kilograms and we've got 3 meters per second squared. So these are all key things to keep in mind when we're looking for a solution. Well, first, we need to know and understand that forces are measured in newtons, hence the N at the end of each answer choice above. According to Newton's second law of motion, force equals mass times acceleration. Therefore, the required force would be 2 kilograms times 3 meters per second squared, which would give us the answer of 6 newtons. Therefore, A would be the correct answer. The other answer choices, you would not get the same answer if you multiplied the mass times acceleration to equal force. So A is the correct answer. Well, I sure hope that you found that video to be helpful. Be sure to check out more videos on this channel. Please remember to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any more of our awesome videos. You can also get a lot of help from study.com. As a member, you can access short, targeted video lessons and extra study materials. We have personalized study plans and hundreds of practice problems. Those that actually use study.com materials have a passing rate of at least 92%. So what do you have to lose? We'd love to hear your comments and your feedback about your experience, so please be sure and tell us what you think. Wishing you all the very best of luck. Good luck.